Hi, Shaz Nawaz here, and if you know me, you'll know I'm a chartered accountant by profession, although I do own a few other businesses. And quite often, when a business owner usually starts, they don't know how to choose the right accountant. So today I'd like to share with you some of the things which I think are very important and the things that I think you should consider before deciding what accountant or which accountant to work with. So the first thing I would say is accountants are trusted advisors, and it's likely that you are going to spend quite a bit of time with your accountant over quite a few years. So you'll go through that phase of know, like and trust. So it's important, if you're going to spend quite a bit of time with your accountant over a number of years, you choose the right one. So here's my tips, which I hope you will find useful. And of course I can't cover every single tip, so if there are any that I miss off or any which you think are important, feel free to add those in the comments box below, and I'll have a look at those and I'll happily share my thoughts on that too. So the first thing is, make sure that the accountant is the right fit for you. By right fit, I mean that they share your values or have similar values, and that they have a passion or they're excited by your business, and then your personality and their personality matches. Now when you're talking about personality and accountants, it may seem like an oxymoron, okay? Because most people think accountants don't have much of a personality. That's why they became an accountant in the first place. I can say that because I'm an accountant myself, but I can assure you accountants have wonderful personalities. You just need to get to know them. So make sure you and they, okay, have a personality which doesn't clash, okay, and you have something in common. It could be a particular sport you follow, it could be your business, it could be something else where you're both on a common platform. That is the most important thing for a long and fruitful relationship. Above and beyond that, I would suggest you work with an accountant who is a qualified accountant. By qualified, I mean a chartered or a certified or a management accountant, because through that they demonstrate they've been through certain training which gives them the expertise to act as an accountant. Alongside that, they also have a regulator, so they will follow the rules of the regulator, and they will also have professional and indemnity insurance, which gives you protection if anything goes wrong. So work with a qualified accountant. In saying that, I think it would be most unfair if I said don't work with somebody who isn't qualified, because there are accountants out there who aren't qualified who do as good a job as a qualified accountant. But generally speaking, if I was looking for an accountant, I would always work with somebody who's qualified. Above and beyond that, if you work in a particular industry and you can find an accountant who is either linked to that industry or has worked in that industry or has a specialism in that industry, then that is going to be very good news for you, because not only are they going to understand how that business works, they'll have other clients who work in that particular sector, so they'll be able to share best practice with you. They'll understand your goals, ambitions, frustrations, challenges, and they'll be able to quickly share with you how some of their other clients, okay, dealt with that particular issue when they were facing that particular problem, challenge, issue or concern. So that will be really good for you. So find somebody who has a niche specialism in your industry. That is always helpful. When you are thinking of engaging an accountant, my advice would be to at least meet up with 2 or 3 different ones, so that you can make an informed choice. If you just pick the first one, they might not be the right one for you. Just like if you're interviewing somebody for a job in your business, I'd like to think you at least interview 3 or 4 or more people. Just like that, interview 2, 3, 4 or more accountants. 4 or more would be a bit of an overkill in my opinion, but speak to anywhere between 2 to 4 accountants, and then you'll get a good gauge for who is the right fit for you, who specializes in your business, and who has an enthusiasm to work with you. Something else alongside that, which is very important in my opinion, is ask your friends, associates, customers and suppliers for referrals. So ask them if they would recommend their accountant and why they would recommend their accountant. I always find referrals work best. So let's say if you ask 10 of your customers and 3 or 4 of them recommend the same accountant, then that's good news for you, because that demonstrates that accountant must be pretty good. Above and beyond that, you then want to be thinking about, do you want an accountant who is, let's say, a one-man band, or do you want an accountant who has a team of people working for them? Generally speaking, I'd say work with an accountant who has an office and who has a team around them. So if something happens to them, at least there's other people who can look after you and your business. And if they usually have more than one person working in the business, they'll have different people with different expertise, so that they can help you in different areas of your business. Also, see if they have a money back guarantee. I'm a big sucker for money back guarantees, because I think a business shows courage and confidence by offering a money back guarantee. So if your accountant is offering a money back guarantee, that's always a big win-win. Alongside that, obviously talk to them about their fees, but please don't just be very price conscious and think about, let me go with the cheapest, because the cheapest, as you know, is never the best. And if you go for the cheapest accountant, they might not add the best value to you and to your business. So look at price, but price should depend on the value they are going to deliver. So if you find an accountant who's the right fit, your personalities match, you get on pretty well, you share similar interests, they have an enthusiasm for your business, and they end up being higher priced than everybody else, then that shouldn't matter, because the additional value that they are going to deliver will far outweigh, the fee savings that you're going to make. Alongside that, I would suggest and recommend and endorse that you work with an accountant who has a service level where they meet with you at least twice a year. By twice a year, I mean they have a pre-tax year end meeting with you. That's usually 2 or 3 months before your year end, and they have a post year end tax meeting with you, and that's usually between 2 to 4 months, sometimes 6 months after your year end. So you want to work with an accountant who wants to have meetings with you, because through those meetings you'll get to better understand your accounts, but you'll also be able to better understand your tax affairs, and you'll be able to plan for your tax affairs, which is vitally important. The final thing I'd like to say is, work with an accountant who doesn't just offer accountants your taxation services, but who also offers business advisory services, because from time to time you'll want advice from an accountant on your business. And guess what? Most accountants aren't that good at offering business advice, because they aren't business experts. They're experts, generally speaking, at preparing accounts, and they're experts at filing tax returns. But if you end up finding an accountant, and there's plenty of them, by the way, who also offers business advisory services, then they'll be able to help you with things like business planning. They'll be able to help you with things like setting KPIs for your business, finding funding for your business, helping you to grow, scale up, helping you to perhaps even exit. So there's quite a few different array of services that you could choose at the appropriate time in your business. So these are some of the things that I think you should be considering before you decide on which accountant to choose. Like I said, have an interview with between 2 to 4 accountants. Take your time, because you are going to work with your accountant for a long time. It's a trusted relationship. They'll probably know more about you and your business than any other person out there. So it's important you choose the right person, and it's important you take the time to make sure that you have an accountant who has a good relationship with you. I hope you found that useful. Until next time, bye for now.